It was a small house on a piece of land much larger than they'd guessed. Laurel led them around the corner of the house and was surprised by what appeared to be a half-acre of mowed lawn, beyond which lay dense woods. A single, large tree towered over the center of the backyard, and an old well pump sprouted from the ground several yards from it. "Who takes care of this place?" Jeremy asked. He was suddenly as intrigued as his wife. "I have no idea," Scott said. He remained behind the Calloways, as if shielding himself with them. "Any idea how much land there is?" asked Laurel. "You said your agency tried to get the listing." "I don't know exactly. 10, maybe 15 acres. "It must be expensive," said Jeremy. "You'd be surprised. The land in this area isn't worth much. It's too rocky." Jeremy asked, "Do people hunt here? I keep hearing gunshots." "I think they're gunshots." "Oh, they're gunshots," Scott said. "There's a gun club up the road." "Not so lost now?" Laurel asked. "I'm getting my bearings. I told you, I've been here before, once or twice. We have other properties around here. Speaking of which, we'll be late for the house I'm showing you." "They can wait," said Laurel. She was not about to have her interest or her curiosity derailed by an impatient real estate agent still wet behind the ears. She led them into the backyard so they could turn and see what the view offered. There was a patio with a metal railing and an ancient, long-empty bird feeder on a pole. A rusted table with 4 chairs occupied most of the paved space, minus chair cushions. A large picture window looked out on the yard. They could see a dark, wood-paneled room inside. "I'm going to take a look," Laurel said. "Be careful," Scott cautioned. "Why? There's nobody home." "I'm just cautious, Mrs. Calloway. Folks around here own guns, and they've been known to use them when a stranger comes onto their property." "I'm about as non-threatening as it gets," said Laurel, raising her hands in mock surrender. "I just want a peek." Jeremy and Scott stayed back, while Laurel climbed 2 small steps onto the patio. She crossed to the window, leaned in, and peered through the glass. "What the hell?" she said, seeing something inside that startled her. Jeremy and Scott quickly joined her on the patio. "There's a cat in there," Jeremy said, seeing what Laurel had seen. A black cat with white paws, sitting serenely in a leather armchair and staring back at them. "How can there be a cat in a house no one lives in?" "The same way the lawn can be mowed," Jeremy said. "The owners must have a caretaker. Maybe the cat belongs to him." "I think we should go now," said Scott. "You can give them a call if you're interested, but I'm telling you, they won't call back. So why have a for sale sign in front?" "Maybe they don't really want to sell it," offered Jeremy. "You know, maybe they're nostalgic. They know they need to get it off their hands, but they can't bring themselves to do it." "Right," agreed Scott. "They keep the sign out front, but find ways to say no every time a prospective buyer contacts them." "Must not need the money," Laurel said. "But it's worth a try. Now, let's go. I suppose we owe it to the owners of the other house to actually show up." The 3 of them walked back around front. "You never answered my question," Jeremy said to Scott. "Do people hunt around here?" "It's the woods," Scott replied. "Of course they hunt. But you've seen the no hunting signs everywhere. It's all private land, so yes and no. People hunt, but it's not like you're going to get shot in your backyard." Laurel had seen the bright orange signs nailed to trees along the road. They all said the same things, declaring the land as semi-wild and prohibiting hunting. When they got back to their Ford Focus, the one Jeremy purchased when his father's death brought them the windfall that made this move possible, Laurel decided to leave a note. "I'll be right back," she said, reaching into the glove compartment and taking out a notebook and pen they kept there. "I want to leave a message."